Hello and welcome to the next Microsoft 365 Insights video. In this video, we're going to be focusing on sharing and managing access to documents. Now, for the purpose of this video, we're going to stay within Microsoft Teams, but the experience is very similar on SharePoint directly on the web, or in fact, if you're in the Office applications themselves, it's a very similar sharing experience. So what are we looking at here? At the moment, I am in the training channel within my team, and I've got a number of documents here that I've accessed by clicking Files. So the first thing I want to do is actually go and share one of these documents with someone externally, so that I can ask them to go and review the contents of that file. So we're going to look at this training presentation down here, and let's first just go and try and share a document. So to start sharing, there are lots of ways we can get to this. The easiest way is if we hover on the file, we can press the share button. That will then bring up the sharing window. Alternatively, we can select the file. We've got the share option up here, or just to give you plenty of choice, we can press the three buttons and go to share. So there's lots of ways we can begin sharing a file, and sharing is a fundamental sort of part of the technology. So whichever way we select share, we're going to come to the same window, which is this one, which says share and then our document name. So the easiest way to go and share, and let's actually say to start with, let's go and share something internally, is I can just go and type in a colleague's name, and I can actually see the colleagues there, press that, and we can then go and share with a colleague. Now, the only thing we do need to consider here is the type of access we want to give our colleague. So because they're internal, it's defaulted to an edit access. So that means that Fiona will be able to go and edit this document, work on it as if it is her own document. But if we did just want Fiona to go and review the document, we could go and drop that access down. Now we do have the option as well to add a message. The reason we have this option is if we then press send, what's going to happen is an automatic invite email, as you can see there, will be sent to Fiona. So the message is useful just to give us some context of why you're sharing the document and what you're expecting from being able to share that document with Fiona. So that's one method to internally share. Now, if we want to share externally, we can do a very similar thing. So I can go and type in an email address to someone externally. So I'm actually going to use my own here because I'm in a different account. So if I go type an email address of someone externally, I can then click on the email address and we get this warning. And it says you're actually going to share this document outside of your organization. So that's just a nice little warning just to make sure you're aware that the document is going to leave your organization. But we can then just press continue. Again, we have the warning there, but that's fine. We can go do the same thing. We could add a message and press send, and that document would then be sent in a link to the recipient. Again, be very aware here of this setting. What you will notice is because it's an external contact, what's really smart is it's defaulted to a view-only link now. So we can go and up that. If I was happy for the recipient to edit, that's fine. But because it's external, it defaults to view only. So that's just a nice little sort of safety net as well. So lots of ways that's sort of the quickest and easiest way to share is to type an email or a user's name in, add a message and press send. But there are certain occasions where that doesn't work because let's say you're drafting an email and you want to go and link this document in the email rather than just sending sort of a blank notification that says a document's been shared. So again, there's a couple of ways we can do this. So we have an option here to copy the link. Now what this lets us do is it lets us copy the link. We can then paste that into emails or into a Teams message and they will receive that link. Now again, copy link, you can see at the moment it's defaulting to people that you specify, but if we press link settings, we can really go and tailor that link here as well. So just quickly, some of the options we've got is people within our organization. So again, I'm within this sort of modern workplace organization at the moment. So that's saying anyone internal can use this link. The next option is saying people who have existing access. That's most likely members of this training area where the document currently resides. Or lastly, we can say people you choose. So that's where, again, we're going to have to provide an email address or a name, and only that sort of specific person can access the document using this link. Again, we have some options around the sort of set type of link that we're going to set. So that might be edit, view. We can even go as far as they can view online and they can't even download it. So again, we can really restrict these links here. And we can also set an expiration date. So if this is a document for, say, a client, you might say, let's leave this link live for a month. at which point the link will automatically die and they will have to come back to us and ask for another link. So it's just a nice way to stop you having open links left out there for people to use. We can then press apply. Again, we can then go and add an email address. And then we can press copy link. Now that link has been copied and we can see there it's only going to work for the people I've specified. So that's me in this case. And we can see the little expiry symbol there, which says it will expire on the 25th of May. So that's great. I can then go and paste that link into an email, job done. Now the last method is if we are wanting to send this link via an email is if we press the three dots here, we actually have an option which says send link in Outlook. And what that will go and do is it will actually draft an email. It will actually add the recipient here. So in that case, it's me. So it'll add that recipient to the new drafted email. And it'll actually go and create a link and add the link into the body of the email. So it's just a nice little shortcut that makes it really easy because you can then just basically top and tail that email, add a bit of blurb, and then press send. So that's another nice little option there as well. So that's how we go and share documents. Now what I want to think about is how we actually manage access. So let's say a document's been shared with a number of people internally and externally, and I need to review who has access and potentially remove some access. So I've got a folder here. This folder's been shared with the training partner, and I really now need to go and review who has access to this folder. So again, I'm going to click the three dots, and we have an option here that says manage access. If we click Manage Access, and again, this is a similar experience whether you're in the Office applications directly in SharePoint on the web, so it's a very similar sort of process. When we click Manage Access, we can actually cycle through the different types of ways we could have given access to this folder. So the first way is people who directly have access. We can see there's actually no one there, so that's good. The second option is groups who have access. So we can see here there are a number of groups who have access to this document, but we don't need to worry because they're just all either owners, members or visitors of the human resources team, which is where this training channel resides. So that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. What we do want to look at though is there's a link. We can see that the link here was created and it was then shared with someone. We can actually go and copy that link. It's actually useful to know if someone says, I've lost the link, you don't have to go and create a new one each time. You can go and grab the old one and copy it. But actually, if we look down here, we can see that the link is shared with myself again. So we can see here it's shared with an external user and we can see the link only works for fergus.k@so365.com. So that's we could now go and remove it. That would remove access. Or we can actually press more options and we can go and start changing this link. So we could actually go and add someone else to it. We don't have to keep generating more and more links. We can have a single link that we can just go and edit. And it just keeps it sort of a bit neater when it comes to auditing your access. Likewise, we could go and either increase or reduce the amount of access that link is giving. So manage access is really useful. I'd say do come in here if you have documents that you know are shared with a lot of people and always have a quick look, especially if they're sensitive documents, just check who does actually have access because you might need to go and remove some of these links. And that's it really. I hope that was useful. I hope you feel more comfortable sharing and managing the access to your documents, and thank you for watching the video.